Well, hello, everyone. So, welcome to podcast number 1. So fresh, I don't even know what it's going to be called yet. I do know what I want to talk about, however. So, rather than living in another conversation called when I get X, then I'll do Y, I figured I'm just going to do Y. All right, Y being starting my podcast. My name is Christine, also known as .com, and this is my first podcast. Now, what do I want to talk about? Well, I want to talk about why the hell I haven't started a podcast sooner. As many of you sitting out there, particularly those of us who are post-COVID-19 podcasters, the thought probably came to you like it did me years ago. And even throughout the pandemic, thoughts came to me, conversations came to me, ideas came to me, right? And I sure as heck had the time for it, as most of us did, those of us who were laid off during the pandemic for one reason or another. And for whatever reason today, October 1st, 2021, something clicked. In my brain over here where I am, something clicked. So I figure I might as well start by sharing it with you, right? And what clicked for me is I heard the prepositional phrase, when I get home. As if that is a valid time or some form of reality, if you will, to schedule an occasion to do something or to set aside time to do something when I get home. If you were like me, right, since the pandemic happened, or even before the pandemic happened, majority of my life was lived at work. And the time that I did spend at home was spent eating, sleeping, doing other bodily functions that I just won't mention on my first podcast because I don't know y'all like that and you don't know me like that yet, right? And majority of my life was lived not at home. So I heard for the first time, I'm going to do that when I get home, as ludicrous, like as insanity. And if I go back just the last week, I'll set that occasion when I get home. I'll make a note of that when I get home. I'll blah, 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 when I get home. What the heck when I get home? When did you become a death sentence for action for me? When did you become this black hole in time and space that sucked all of my wants and dreams and aspirations? Mind you, I'll have sex with my wife when I get home. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I'm sitting here in my car at the intersection of Holcomb Bridge and Barnwell Road. I'm heading home. However, I figure put your earbuds in. You've got your phone mounted on its car mount thing, whatever it's called. So what that the background isn't perfect? So what that you don't have it all typed out? So what you don't know what you want it to be called? So what you don't know what platform you want to put it out on yet? So what you don't know how often you want to do it? All of these were things I want you to know I was going to deal with when I got home. Those were all the concerns and considerations I had about starting my podcast that I would deal with and handle at some point in time when I got home. So I think it's very apropos that my very first podcast, I am not at home. And I don't know any of those things. But here's what I do know. A, I know what I wanted to talk about. B, I know how to open up my voice recorder on my app by saying, "Hey Google, open voice recorder." C, I know how to plug in my hands-free earbuds. 4, or D, I know how to press record. And E, I know how to edit. That I do know how to do. So for those of you who've bared with me for the very first 6 minutes of my podcast, I thank you. And stay tuned for sure, because in the next episode, I promise, I will have my name, at least my name, what the podcast is going to be called, figured out. And no worries, I will not wait until I get home to figure that out. Until then, talk to you later. Bye-bye.